Well, what's great about doing something for so long in your life, I've been doing this 40, 50 years, it seems, is that I'm able to make things easier. I see connections that I would never see before. When I've learned something, I get so excited. And the longer I know about it, I see, hey, how that fits with something else and makes it easier for people to use. I mean, in the beginning, I used to send out 1,000 pages to answer any questions because there's that kind of possibility. Now I could do it with less and less effort on your part because I'm able to put it together. Like now, for people who want a grant for anything with housing, you need a rent grant, a mortgage grant, utility grant, a grant to pay your tax bill on your house, or grants to fix up your house, anything. Heating, cooling, all that kind of stuff. That it's a two-step process, particularly now, and that changes. That wasn't true years ago, like 3 years ago, but now it is. You have the federal programs that do all of that, and they do it pretty well. They're a little screwed up on getting out, but it's a lot of programs. And then you have the local programs that are that, and it's not the same. People don't know about the other a lot of times, and so it can get complicated. But still, like if you go to Google and ask for grants for housing or real estate or whatever, you'll get really billions, hundreds of millions at least. Well, now, see, I'll just show you 4 or 5 websites now. That's why I have a two-step. One is federal websites. The other is local websites. And if one doesn't work, you do the other. Or you do them both. If they both work, then you get double the money. What the hell? And that's it. Okay, let's start with the federal. Okay, the federal, the best place. See, it's a different office in every city, county, state, and everything. So you can't have one place that everybody in America applies for a grant, a rent grant or a mortgage grant, from the federal government. It's not like a tax refund or something like that. No, you or SBA is a single place, but no. For mortgage and rent and utilities, no. You have to go to a local office that has the federal money. That's the key. Local office has the federal money. You got to find those offices first. How do you find those offices? Right here. This is the website. There's one website that has them all. It's a national housing association. It's this housing finance agencies for every state. Every state has a housing finance agency. You should know about them because they're going to have the best deals also for buying a house. But they have the information about people to pay their mortgages. So you go to their website, hcsha.org, okay? And they have 2 things. They have emergency rental assistance and emergency homeowner assistance. So you click one, you got emergency rental assistance, and then you go down and you pick your state. And it has your state, depending on what state it is. It'll have all the counties where to apply, or the cities, or maybe just one for the state office to apply. And that's who you contact, okay? And that's important. Now, they're all up and running. I think the last one, Florida, I think just started. There may be 1 or 2 that are not up yet, but they're mostly all up. Now, the mortgage, the same thing. You go over and click that button for homeowners and mortgage. See, homeowners assistance fund. You click that, and then you get homeowners assistance fund, and you go down to their state. Now, a lot of those aren't even up and running yet, but you'll find out where they are. So even if, say, you're in Colorado and you click on there and you want to apply and they say you're not ready yet, well, try to find a place on their website that you could sign up to be notified when they're available, or check in, have a way to check in. Call your local elected official too, if that's an issue to get through. So you have them all there, and if they're operating or not. And really, I was checking some just yesterday, and there was one that says it's not up yet, but it was, So that's why there's a lag time. So you can't trust this. It's just a starting place. And then you go and call and check yourself. That's what you have to do. Okay. Now, so they're the 2 big federal programs. So you do that process. If you're a renter, you do the one. You're a homeowner and you got a mortgage, you do the other. Now, those And we'll come to that. The rental always also has utility payments to pay within it, and other things to weatherize your home, and if you need help in moving, and rent deposit, all kinds of stuff. So find out everything they have, okay, and just apply. Yeah, but that's only one. See, if you get turned down or it's not enough, then you can go to the state. But before we go to the state, let's look at the no, we're there. Let's look at the mortgage. So we have the rental, and then we have the mortgage, and the mortgage also pays for like insurance for your house. It pays for property taxes for your house. So a lot of stuff like that. And every state and county is different because this is local. So what happens is the federal money comes out and they say, hey, these are the kinds of things you could do. You don't have to do everything, So that's why, I see people on YouTube who say, well, I got this, and they said I could only get that. And the other guy said, well, I got that. So that's it. See, it's different everywhere. So you can't trust when somebody says, oh, they got that money and it couldn't do this. Forget it. Go find out yourself. It's different everywhere. Okay, so that's the federal. Now you want to go local. There's two main databases that are great. One is 211.org, and the other one is findhelp.org. Oh, that's not it. Where's Find Help? There's Find Help. Okay, now I put in for housing, there help pay for housing, 99 programs in my zip code. I put in the house I lived in before I moved downtown Washington, D.C. was in Maryland. So I put in that Maryland code, 100 offices. These are offices that get money from the federal, county, state, everything, but it's all their own programs. It's not the federal programs. They're, for some reason, one may be involved in both or something, but that's not likely. Well, there's 100. There's only one of those grants. Now you have 100 more grants. But you say that's a pain in the ass. No, that's terrific. That's like having 100 more dating opportunities when somebody turns you down. That's what you want. You want 100 of them. Now, but what you have to do is now do some work. Okay, and this is where the work comes in. You have to start calling those people. So you probably won't have to call all 100. Probably after 10, 20, you'll keep running into each other. But here's what you do. You call them, you get them on the phone, and their phone numbers are in there in their description. See next step, how to get a hold of them and everything for more info. I'm not sure what that is. Oh my God. Yeah. So it tells you more about the programs and the phone number. See, here's the phone number to call. So you call that phone number as you can. I mean, if you get enough information, hey, this has my name on it, then do it. If you're not sure, it doesn't look like you, call anyway. So you want to call anyway because you want to find. Here's why you want to call. When you call up, you don't have to be special. You don't have to know what the hell to say. You just have to be human, kind, and nice. Remember, all these people don't get paid by you. See, if you call somebody on Google, you find that to solve a problem, they want money from you. That's a little secret. Don't tell anybody. But when you contact somebody on Google, they want money from you. So they're going to treat you like gold, man, because they don't eat. These people are different. Okay. These people already got their money. They're not going to get any more money from you. So you have to realize that and not pretend like they're some slick-eyed salesman. No. They're there trying to solve a problem in the community. And if you don't treat them nice, they're going to go somewhere else because you get the same paycheck. Why should they get abused when they don't have to? So that's why you have to realize the power of what you have when you talk to these people. And the more they like you, the stronger it will be. They'll actually, because there's two things you want to know. You ask them two questions. Question number one, do you have something there to help me? I have trouble with my mortgage, my utilities, my rent, or whatever it is. I'm going to be thrown out of the house, whatever it is. And they'll say, what? Two answers, yes or no. Okay. So yes, then you sit and be very quiet and listen. If they say no, then you take your second question. Your second question is, who else do you think can help me with this problem? Why are you asking them that? Because they're in the business of helping people have that problem. So their ears are open to that every time. Your ears are open just once because you have the problem today. You haven't listened to all this kind of stuff, but they do it 24/7. Maybe they're working 20 years in this stuff. They know all this stuff. Yeah. So that's why they're gold. This is gold. Those 100 people, whatever is there your salvation. That's why you're going to miss it if you try to skip through. Oh, that's not for me. That's not for me. Oh, I knew there wasn't nothing for me. That's the easy way because you're lazy. And I am too. So I understand that. But no, you call and ask them for more help and ask them for other people, not them. They don't have money or whatever to help you, but they may know of somebody who does. And that's the most important thing you have. That's so important because you're only out of the game if you're out of sources. You're not out of the game if you still have sources. Somebody to call, another hope. You still have somebody, another person to ask to go to the dance. You still have a maybe, right? And that's why you have to keep in the game. And this is how to keep in the game. So you have the two federal offices for the two different programs, okay? One for rent and one for mortgage, and they both have do utilities. The rent is big in utilities, the mortgage not as much, so it depends. Then you have to go local. The two websites are 211 and findhelp.org, okay? And also remember, if all those give you problems or not, where you want to go is something called Common Cause, and that's another source. Okay, a lot of times what happens when people, these are your elected officials. You put in your zip code to find your elected officials in there. And I typed wrong. Anyway, you put in your elected official. Tool is possible. Okay, it's searching. It's going to get. Oh, I don't want to. Or skip to your legislator. Yep, skip. Okay, everybody listed there who represents me wherever I am. You start calling their offices for help, or if you have a problem, with there was a member who was trying to get back unemployment, and until she's called her state senator, and the state senator worked with her for 6 months to make sure she got it. See, they have access to the back end. They have access to the back door of any bureaucrat. You don't. You have to go through the front door and wait in line. They don't. So that's what you want to do. Now, another important one is called justshelter.com. If you're worried about your house or your rent or mortgage, and you're worrying about losing your house, or what the laws are to protect you, you want to call them. They'll tell you the laws. I mean, these are free legal help experts that are there just to, so you know your rights in dealing with your landlord or your mortgage company or whatever. There's a lot of laws protect you. They're not your landlord or mortgage people ain't going to tell you about what protects you. They're using what protects them. So you're only hearing one side of the story. You have to hear the other side of the story. And that story is free. If you go on Google and ask that, you're going to get lawyers who are going to charge you money. These lawyers are nonprofit people, so they already got the paid. You don't pay them. They're like the government officials. They already got paid. They're just there to help you. Okay? So that's my two-step, do the grant two-step. It's easy. I mean, it's complicated behind all that. And that's why I really enjoy working this hard later, because I see so many things that are connecting that I never thought they could connect before. So with all this billions and billions of dollars and everything, and millions and millions of places to find it, see, I got it down to just 2 steps.